Hey, what's happening, y'all? I want to make something very clear. Homosexuality, lesbianism, bisexuality, it's an abomination. It's sin, okay? But guess what? Can we also agree that living a life of promiscuity is also sin as well? Can we also agree that being a womanizer is also sin, okay? Can we also agree that, living a life of fornication is also sin? Can we also agree on that? See, this is what I've noticed about this Christian society that we live in, is that we'll sit up here and put homosexuality on a pedestal like it's like the sin of all sins. And listen, I'm all about calling that out. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about calling that stuff out. But what would be the difference between a person who's living same-sex marriage and a person who's living in promiscuity? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? Y'all both living in sin. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both sitting up here sinning against God. Y'all both defiling your bodies, amen? So if we're going to call out sexual sin, let's call out all of it. All of it. Let's call it all out. You know, same-sex marriage, promiscuity, molestation, bestiality, incest. Let's call it all out. Let's not pick and choose which type of sexual sin, you know what I'm saying, to call out. Let's call out all that type of stuff. Watching porn. Yep, I'm going to say it. That stuff. Abomination. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. See, this is the thing about, we'll sit up here and talk about sex slavery. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny how sex slavery is unacceptable until it's put on the internet. You know, when you're sitting up here defiling yourself on the internet, guess what? That's another form of slavery. That's another form of sex slavery. So this is what we have to go extreme, and let's not sit up here and talk about one category of sexual sin. Let's call out all of it. All of it. When we see men sitting up here, when we see men sitting up here, I don't know, looking at women in a lustful way, sitting up here, sitting up here, what's the word? I'm trying to think of that word, sitting up here looking at women like they're objects, we need to be calling that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Us godly men need to put these carnal men in check. And we need to put each other in check and be like, nah, that's not okay. That's wrong. That's an abomination. That's God's creation right there. That's not a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? So you can just hit and quit? Nah. You defiling yourself. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, what I notice about men in this nation, we'll sit up here and be protective over our girls. For those who got daughters, you'll sit up here and you'll be okay. You'll sit up here and be protected over your girls. You know what I'm saying? You won't be okay with your daughter whoremongering around. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you'll sit up here and justify your boys sitting up here whoremongering around, sitting up here giving them some praise, sitting up here clapping them up, sitting up here, patting them on the back, thinking that stuff is cute. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit up here. We live in a society where we'll sit up here and call out. We don't like it when we see grown adult men having sex with underage girls. Okay, don't get it wrong. Absolutely unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Completely disgraceful. You know what I'm saying? But how come we don't have that same energy when we hear about adult women sleeping with underage boys? Now, we won't call that out. You want to know why? Now, we typical perverted men, we want to sit up here and praise that. We'll sit up here and praise that and get that boy some clap points and all that type of stuff. Nah, we ain't supposed to be sitting up here praising that type of nonsense. No, we need to be calling that stuff out. This is the whole point of us growing up and being mature. As men, we're supposed to be teaching our young boys not to make the same mistakes that we made when we was their age. We need to be teaching our young boys how to be men. See, ain't nothing a man who's going around here sleeping around with multiple women. That's not a man. That's a beta male. A real man is going to take pride and dignity. He's going to respect yourself. And I say it about both men and women. Let me tell you something. If you sitting out here and you sitting up here sleeping around with multiple people, you don't respect yourself. You got no respect for yourself. I say that about both men and women. You ain't got no respect for yourself. And so since you don't respect yourself, how can you expect somebody else to respect you? Y'all know I'm preaching. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. We gotta let these boys know. Let me tell you something. It is nothing lame. It is not lame and corny to be a virgin. It is nothing lame and corny about keeping your pants until you get married. Ain't nothing lame about that. Marriage is beautiful. It's nothing wrong with having that desire, but we need to keep it until we get married. You know what I'm saying? See, we got to teach us men, us older men, we got to teach these young boys not to make the same mistakes that we made when we was their age. We got to say, you want to be an example? Be that type of example. Teach that little boy that it's not okay for him to be a womanizer. Teach them that. If you want to teach your boy how to be a man, teach him how to be a real man. Teach him how to be devoted to one woman. That's how we teach our boys how to be men. It's time for us to rise up and be men. Real men, true men, men of God. And when we call out sexual sin, we need to call all of it out. All of it. All of it. Not just one, but all of it. God bless you.